everyone, welcome back to my latest and greatest brow tutorial video. Sorry, I've been away for a while. I've been doing school and all that other jazz. I apologize for my voice because I think I'm going through like allergies or something right now. But so I start the video with my normal spoolie brush, and I brush out my brows, and I go in with a pair of slanted tweezers and just clean those bitches up, those brills. I sped this part of the video up because I spend a good amount of time just plucking them. Like, I think this entire video was gonna be like 40 minutes if I didn't speed any part of it up. But yeah, I go in with the slanted tweezers, and I just pretty much pluck from the bottom. I don't pick anything from the top just because that'll just mess up the entire shape. It works well with the way I do my brows. I don't really like do anything on the top as far as like plucking or like overdrawing. I just let the arch from the bottom come through. And I consistently brush with the spoolie throughout just to make sure, it looks great. I do one brow at a time, because they're sisters, not twins. So far, I go in with the slanted one, but now I go with the pointed tip just to get the really small hairs that just won't work. And then, I tried to trick myself with that one. I went in with the pointy one, but I have to go back with the slanted brush. And I consistently just brush them out just so, I keep getting an updated look of them. Pretty much that's consistently what's going on. Sorry if I'm looking away from the camera a good chunk of the time because I'm looking at my, mirror. And I was also watching Time Traveling Bong, which that I don't recommend, so don't watch it. Yeah, there's nothing cool happening here. It's just me plucking them. The brow tutorial is gonna start in about 5 seconds. Alright, so after this I moisturize with Body Karate body cream. Yeah, so I go in with a spoolie brush, brush them out one more time. That's the key to good brows. You just gotta keep brushing them. So I go in with my NYX Tame frame. That's all I have left. An Espresso. Don't use black because nobody has black eyebrows, and if you have black eyebrows, you kind of look like somebody drew them on like a Latina. So I go in, from the bottom just to shape them out. Don't worry if it looks messy because, mine, as you can see, mine looks messy as fuck. But I pretty much just try to lay all the product down. So I got a good, base to start with, and then I just keep going. As you can see, the right one looks like a butt. And the left one, it's starting to look a little better. But I start from the bottom up just to, get a good base. I don't like the little boxy brow. I make sure it looks kind of feathered. Yeah, I'm using a slanted brush definer brush from what do you call that? A beauty supply store. So now after all the products in, just brush it out. Brush it out. See, and you think we're done. We're not done yet. Nope. Nope. We had to go in and clean it up. So what we're gonna use to clean it is concealer. It's Makeup Forever Ultra HD Concealer in Y41. I'm gonna put all the products and things that I used in the description below. Pretty much I go back in and fill all the sparse areas. This is an ongoing process. So I use a flat definer brush, and I use that to define the entire shape. So I start at the bottom as I normally do with everything. And this looks like a lot of concealer because it is a lot of concealer. Don't worry about that because I go in after to clean it up. So see right now the whole shape is getting reborn again. I pretty much use that to get all my angle together. Sorry if it looks a little blurred, a little constricted, because all I do, it's really a sculpting process. So I go through and just spread the concealer around and make sure everything looks straight, or at least curved. So I consistently go in. So I go on my other brow. I start doing the same thing. Uh, I used to use a small angled brush, but I like this flat definer brush. Like I go through phases with my like brows to like with different products just to make them look well. I used to use a small angled brush because it really helped like make the ends pointy. But I don't know, I like this process more. I mean, even though that brush deposits way more product than I need, as you can see, it looks like a lot, but it's actually really nice just because it helps the shape come out perfect. So here I'm going in with my Morphe concealer brush and just buffing it out just so it doesn't look as like weird. And like, yeah, as you can see, it looks like my brows are just like sitting on top of my face, but I keep blending. That's the key. You gotta keep on blending. And I use like multiple brushes too, multiple concealer brushes, just because this brush is really good at moving the product and like concealing as it should do. Like it makes everything look beautiful. And that color looks a little bright for me just because I don't normally wear foundation when I do brows. That's just all I do. I just do brows and like highlight, nothing crazy. And then I go ahead and brush them out. And this process is like never done, so it takes like forever for me to do brows. See, right now I'm cleaning up the fronts and the tails just to make sure they look nice. And just keep blending. So I'm going in with my flat definer brush to further define. See, if I can sit at a mirror and do this consistently, I'd probably do it for like 89 minutes in order to make sure they look right. And like I'm looking at the product right now and it's like it's all still sitting. So I'll go back in with my spoolie brush and like spoolie it out, guys. Spoolie it out. Spoolie it out. See, I'm going in with my hand just to wipe the rest of the product off, and look, it's all gone. It's all gone. So I go in with my other concealer brush to help blend it all out. And go back in with the spoolie just to make sure it looks good. Brush the product through. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is go ahead and highlight. So I got my Modern Renaissance palette, brand new. So I'm using the 2-color Primavera and Vermeer, the one up top. And I'm going to go and do a brow bone highlight. Look at that brow bone highlight. God. Alright, and I'm using that on both sides. It wasn't really giving me the shine I want. Like, I really enjoy the golds. So, I just packed it on there, and I went in with a different color and a different Studio To Go makeup palette, and I just used the gold eyeshadow shimmer shade just to go ahead and edit my like brow. I'll go back in with the spoolie brush just because the highlight gets on the brows, and I don't like it to look like that. So I pretty much make it look as natural as possible. I mean, it's not natural, but still. So, I'm going back in with my concealer brush to further define that. So I'm using the Studio To Go makeup, and I'm going to put the gold on top just to further define it. I don't know, I think golds look better on my skin than like, white, shimmery. So I'm pretty much making that look a little better. I also figure that it looks like a blank slate of like shadow, so I go in with like a little orange shade. That's pretty much the same color as my lid, just to help like define it, so it doesn't look as it doesn't look like I just placed it and plopped it right there. So I try to blend it out with the same brush that I use for the highlight, which, you know, it isn't smart in retrospect, but let me do what I want to do. So pretty much, I don't even blow the product off. I just keep, I just wanted the color to deposit, so I just kept putting way more on than I should have. I mean, it came out looking nice, so I just keep putting it on. I just keep doing it. As you can see, the product is just flying because I just keep putting it on there. I sped this part of the video, this section of the video up too, because it probably would have been 40 minutes. Alright, this is the finished brow look. I know it looks a little weird, but I ended up normally at the end of the video, well, not the end of the video, normally at the end of this look I would go in with highlighter, and that'll help diffuse the look of concealer on the outer ends. It'll help diffuse the concealer on the outer ends of my brows. It'll make it look a little better. As you can see, it's starting to look a lot better. It doesn't look like I just plopped it on there. It looks really, really natural. That's normally my natural to-go brow look for the day. Stay tuned. I'm going to start posting more videos more often and, get a better setup, just better everything. Thanks for watching.
For this life I cannot change. In the hills, deep off in the main. M&M's, sweet like candy cane. Drop the top.